You're looking at the beautiful Augusta National Golf Club, home of the Masters, where this year's tournament is officially underway this morning. A short time ago, Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus teed off at the honorary starter ceremony, joined for the first time by Tom Watson. The three champions have a combined 11 green jackets. In a few hours, all eyes will be on five-time champion Tiger Woods. He plans his return to tournament golf just 14 months after he was badly injured in a car crash. CBS Sports will broadcast the Masters for the 67th consecutive year. And the great Jim Nantz of CBS Sports will be covering the Masters for the 37th year in a row. He joins us from Augusta National. Jim, good morning, my friend. How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning, friends. It's great to get this all underway. It was a special ceremony just minutes ago. We're in a 30-minute delay because of heavy rains getting the course prepared. And yes, the Masters is officially underway.
Let's start with Tiger Woods. Less than 14 months ago, he had this car accident. We remind everybody that he could have lost his leg. It was a car crash. He could have lost his life. Did you think that you would see Tiger Woods back in tournament play?
I did not. I was just with Tiger a few weeks ago down in Jupiter, Florida, where he lives. And we taped a documentary that will air this Sunday on CBS at 1 o'clock, the 25-year anniversary of his win for the ages. And I got no real indication at all, spending a good portion of the day with Tiger, that he'd be ready this soon. He did say he would be playing at some point this year, but I didn't expect it to be this quickly. So no one works harder. I mean, it's just amazing to see the determination that's still there at 46. And I think he's going to play well.
We saw his practice round. We're looking at clips of him hitting the ball. But when you were with him, you can assess an athlete's body. How did he look? How was he walking around? Does he look like he's physically ready for this?
Well, physically, I mean, he works out like no one else. The day I saw him, he began his day at 6 o'clock with a 4-hour workout. And I said, how did it go this morning? He goes, same as it is every day. I hate it. I hate every minute of it. But he puts in that work, and he doesn't let the fact that it's hard and it's not enjoyable get in the way from the goal, and that is to compete and still try to compete for major championships. But there is a little bit of a hitch in his gait. That would be expected. You documented it, Nate. I mean, it was February 23rd a year ago. And I had just conducted an interview with him in the tower at Riviera in Los Angeles a day and a half before that. And next thing you know, like you said, he could have lost his leg, but he truly could have lost his life. It was a horrific accident, one-car accident. That I don't know how he survived it, to be honest. But here he is back again. He hasn't competed in a real tournament. He's played in the father-son event with Charlie, his son, but he hasn't played in a real tournament since we had the Masters tournament in the fall of 2020. In November of 2020 is the last time he put the tee in the ground and competed for real until today.
Hey, Jim, you mentioned that hitch in Tiger's gait. So the course there in Augusta, I think, is about more than 7,000 yards if you're a golf ball. If you're a human being walking the whole thing, talk to us about the rigors just of that process.
Well, that, I think, is his biggest concern. His swing is fine, although we'll have to see when he gets some side hill lies and he has to push off that right leg, because you fire off of that side, and that's going to be demanding. Now, here's the thing. He came here last week and got everybody stirred because he flew into Augusta for a practice round. He wanted to see what the recovery was like for him after that. Now, remember, he's been playing 9-hole practice rounds this week, but he's got to play today, tomorrow, if he makes the cut, Saturday, Sunday, so it builds. It gets gradually more difficult for him. And here's the X factor. It's wet here. We had 3.5 inches of rain over the last 2 days. It's soggy. We call it being heavy-legged when you play in conditions like this, and that's going to make it a little bit more difficult. Still, this guy just has a way of performing, and I think he's going to do a lot better than people think. He has one benefit, and that is there are zero expectations for him to do well. So he comes in here with us just in awe of seeing him play again. No one expects him to contend, so from that standpoint, mentally, I think it's a good thing. I think he's got a freebie, so to speak, because the expectations are so low. Now, don't fool yourself. His expectations are to win this thing. That's all he cares about. He's here to win. That's it.
I hadn't thought of it that way, the expectations, but I'll bet he has a lot of self-imposed pressure because he wants to pull this off. But I'm also curious about other players because I think everybody's excited to see Tiger, including, I would think, his competitors. But who are the other names that are going, hey, fellas, you know, I'm here too playing? Who are those people that we should also be looking at?
That's a good question, Gayle. I will say this. I don't think any of the other players are saying, hey, look at me, give me some attention. They love the fact that this tournament, as of Monday when he said, I think I can play, has been completely about Tiger. So for those who are expected to do well, they too benefit by this psychologically. Justin Thomas, John Rahm, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, Jordan Spieth, and don't forget Rory McIlroy, who has now his 8th attempt to complete the career Grand Slam in golf. And I think he's someone to watch. I really do. And he's coming in, again, not shouldering the burden of all these expectations that everybody's going to heap on him. It's all about Tiger. So these guys like the fact they're coming in kind of under the radar to play this tournament.
If it's not Tiger, Jim, do you have any predictions on who you think will be wearing that green jacket on Sunday?
I was afraid you were going to put me on the limb. I'll go. I'm always a story guy. I like what the best story is. We've got a young man named Scotty Scheffler who's won 3 times in the last 6 weeks. He's going to be dangerous. But the story of McIlroy trying to complete the career Grand Slam, there have only been 6 who have ever done it. And Rory, this is the one missing piece. And I would love to see Rory be the next guy to win all 4 legs of the major championships.
And I know Rory would be looking forward to putting on that green jacket for the first time.
Right here.
Jim,
this is where we do it. Yeah. This is the ceremony spot right here.
Before we let you go, I have to ask you about how you get this all done.
Yes.
You have been called the busiest person in all of TV. So you go from the Final Four to the championship game, and now the Masters in the span of 7 days.
Whoa.
How do you do it?
Whoa.
You just get your rest between Monday night's championship game and this morning and this appearance right here. I'm fine. I am renewed. I'm thrilled to be here. It's the 37th year in a row I've gone from the NCAA championship game right into Augusta. I call it a tradition unlike any other.
Yes, Jim Nantz. Give yourself a round of applause.
Thank you, Gayle.
I adore you, Jim
best.
Nantz. You're awesome.
Enjoy.
You.
Looking forward to listening to you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you so
Bye.
much. Now, here's the rundown of all of the Masters action here on CBS. Today and tomorrow, we'll bring you the highlights at 11:35 p.m. Third round coverage begins Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. And the final round coverage starts Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, here on CBS and on our streaming service, Paramount Plus.